Hey, brothers and sisters, it's JB within Punk Zine. I'm sitting here with the legendary Slim Cessna. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. And last time we were at the Horseshoe Tavern, which is a little bit iconic, down in that room of doom with all the signatures, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you like the tour so far?
It's great. We're just happy we got into Canada again.
Nice.
Yep.
And last time, of course, when I was down there talking to you, you said you had the idea for the Commandments. So here we are talking about the new release.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, we had that idea that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you had an idea about it, but not in reference to the actual 10 Commandments,
right.
But commandments themselves. So I wanted to go more into depth.
These are our commandments.
Yeah. So, personal commandments that we kind of can guide by ourselves?
We kind of like to leave things up to the imagination, or it's encouraged to take it however you want it to, if that makes any sense. Well, yeah. At least oftentimes for me, even that's my approach, because all of these songs were written by Munley, and he doesn't give me any information, so I just make up my own version of what I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think that I like it better that way anyway.
Nice. And this release is obviously a little bit different than your last, so has a lot more intricacy and everything. So do you think that's because of the lineup change?
I think that has a lot to do with it, yeah. And we also produced it ourselves, and I think that even on purpose we allowed it to have more space. We tried it. Some of our other records can be quite claustrophobic, in a good way, but I like it. I like it that this is a little more spread out, where there's more room between the notes.
Yeah. And the last release, which was the reissue, which is S.C.A.C. 102. So
you could say S.C.A.C.
Yeah,
or you could say S.C.A.C. Yeah.
So the album cover for this one is a little bit different. It's a little bit more intense. It's got the hands, which are kind of doesn't seem to be coming clean, which is kind of metaphor for what's going on right now with all the pipeline industry and everything. So, right. What was the ideology behind that?
Well, for me, and I'm not even sure if this is what the intention was, but and we even have a song, that refers to this on our album Cypher. But I think everyone is guilty, and we all have our own cleaning up to do.
Nice. And for me, the third commandment is one of the nicer tracks that kind of relates to the feel of the album that I like the most. So is there any commandment that you like that kind of sticks out for you the most on this release, since there are 10 commandments on this one?
Boy, that's a tough one. I would have a hard time picking one. I suppose if I had to, it would be Commandment 10.
The last track?
Yeah. It's just like the last sip of scotch.
Nice.
And then you can close your eyes.
Nice. And there is the metaphor on the commandment with the snakes. Then again, is that kind of metaphorically to the way that people kind of misinterpret things and they just kind of hide behind themselves?
Ooh, that's interesting. Wow, I like that. Yeah, could very well be.
Nice. Well, we don't know.
That's actually really nice.
That's Munley.
Yeah, I might use that one.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and then...
Sorry, I'm not doing very well. I'm not giving you much of anything.
That's okay. This is the way that
but I liked
it
the
goes.
Last sip of scotch line. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, that's mine.
And on Commandment 5, you have that intro, which is that has that whole indigenous kind of chant feel, of course, because you guys are from Denver. So,
yeah, and that's Rebecca Vera, who's the dominant female vocal on that. She pedal steel and keyboards with us, and yeah, she kind of took off with that, and that's an example of having different people to work with that, and allowing them their own space and allowing them everyone to shine.
Yep. And what studio were you guys recording at? Because the mastering on this one is phenomenal. So.
Oh, good. We actually did it all ourselves.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, we didn't master it. We mastered it with. Oh crap! That's terrible. I don't. Heba, timeless mastering in Brooklyn. But we mixed it and produced it, and we're really happy with how it turned out. And basically, it's just we recorded everything in our own basements and.
Nice, because for off the floor recording, it's pretty phenomenal. So it's very clean.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So of course you released on your own label, which is unincorporated. And what was it like being like on Jello's label back in the day?
It was great.
Alternative Tentacles.
Yeah, I mean we were with Alternative Tentacles like 12 years or something, or maybe more. I don't really remember. So it's from '99, I guess, is when we first started. Our relationship with them, and it was amazing. I don't have anything negative to say about them. Jello wasn't so happy when we left the label. I don't blame him for that, but there was one point in his career where he started his own label also.
yeah, there is. That's the way it goes.
We just felt like we needed to take more control, or even to. We needed to figure out how the business works better. We needed to take care of ourselves and understand what every process is and what what it is that we need to do in the constantly changing world of making music, and how do you make money doing that. And it's a struggle. It's always been a struggle for us. And it doesn't help that there's 6 of us, and so it's we have to try really hard to find ways to we have to be creative and figure this shit out.
Yeah, especially with the collapse in the industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that vinyl is continuing to grow, and that's great because that certainly helps us.
Yes. And coming back to it, I guess. I was going to ask you what is the lyrical creative process behind that, but I guess we can't know that for sure since Munley wrote it. So is there a certain process that he goes through in regards to that?
For which one?
For the creative writing process.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's tough. He's just a great storyteller. When I write things, it's quite different. It's always about things that directly affect, or things that actually have happened to me, or people who I know, and I don't think that is a part of anything that he does, and it's more just coming up with an idea and making a story around it, and he's extremely good at that, And we've learned to use our gifts, and Dwight and Munley and I have been playing together for almost 18 years, and so we all have our roles, and we all know what it is that we do, and I think I went off somewhere else, but I think with that, as far as with what more your question is, I think he just goes off. I think that he just thinks of things that no one else in the world ever does, and who the hell knows where that comes from.
And of course, a lot of the lyrical content is about dealing with your inner self and your demons and stuff. So, do you think it's better to accept your demons or to face your demons?
To accept them or to face them? I would. I was not sure what the difference would be, or facing them would be like some kind of battle, some kind of spiritual warfare type of thing going on there. I think that would be what you would need to do. Accepting it is that would be a lazy way, because then you just other people might think different, but that would be more like resigning to whatever. It's like, Jesus, Trump's gonna be our fucking president, you know. So
Yeah.
do I just resign to that, or do we start being more politically active, you know?
Yeah.
Which maybe we should have been, but we've never really gone down that road. But
Yeah.
and
Caring
maybe
about the
we're,
world
you know,
around you.
but again, everyone is guilty, you know, and it's like,
So we always end with a famous book or a famous quote that inspired your life. Do you have anything that comes to mind?
famous quote or a famous book. And I hope I didn't give this one to you before, because for some reason it's the first thing that came to my mind, and I have a feeling that you asked me this question before, and this will be the same answer. Book from C.S. Lewis, the Narnia series, and The Last Battle, which is, you know, very apocalyptic and end of times, and pretty awesome. You know, with, you know, if you like things like that, which I tend to, and even when I was younger, when I was a kid. Then the Waterboys, which is one of my favorite all-time bands, had a song that used the same line, but bye bye Shadowlands, the term is over, all the holidays have begun.
And this is JB, and this is Slim.